What's up everybody, Venom here with a quick overview on Diablo 4 Season 1. Let's get right into it. Season of the Malignant has fallen upon us, and with it comes a new questline for us to follow, new dungeons called Malignant Tunnels, Malignant Hearts, which are kind of like new gems, a new boss battle that's apparently super epic, and a lot more content than I think we expected. With that said, this is not going to be a Diablo 4 Season 1 hype train. I do have some issues with the things that were implemented in Season 1, but this isn't my review, so I'm not going to cover them here. But I just want to pre-rec this video by saying this is not going to be a hype train on Diablo 4 Season 1, simply an overview of what to expect, what is happening, and what there is to do in the new season. The season brings us a new questline called Burning from Within, where you meet a new character named Cormond, who explains to you that there's these crazy malignant hearts that, if cured and basically harnessed, they create caged hearts, which are powerful and useful items for your characters. I do have a guide on malignant hearts and what they do and how they kind of work and how to get them, but a basic breakdown is that malignant hearts are almost like gems. You slot them into certain gear and they give you passive boosts, which are kind of nice when you're trying to build the best character possible in Diablo 4. In order to gain access to the new questline, you will have to have completed the campaign in Diablo 4 on at least one character. Now, you can still do that. You didn't have to do that prior to the season releasing. You can still complete the campaign now and join in on Season 1 whenever you do finish, but that is one of the main prerequisites, is that you have to finish the entire story from start to finish, the entire campaign in Diablo 4. You will also have to restart with a new seasonal character, as with most seasons in Diablo. You will start in Kiavashad, which is kind of nice because you're right next to where the quest begins for this new story quest line with Cormond. So if you complete the main story campaign and you create a new seasonal character, you will spawn in right inside of Kiavashad next to the quest giver to start your new journey in Diablo 4 Season 1. Alongside the new story quest line, you will have the ability to collect caged hearts, which come from malignant hearts. Now, malignant hearts are not a lootable item. They are dropped by a malignant monster, and when they're dropped, you're going to use the Cage of Binding ritual that Cormond teaches you in the very beginning of this new questline. That way, you can harness the powers that these hearts have to offer and loot them and equip them inside of your gear slots that are for malignant hearts, rather caged hearts, and give yourself some really cool passive boosts. There are 32 total caged hearts, and while some of them are class specific, there are others that are just kind of for everybody, and that gives you a way to build your character the way that you want to build them and make them more powerful in the best way possible to make the most out of your specific class. There are vicious hearts, which are orange, there are brutal hearts, which are blue, and there are devious hearts, which are pink. There is a more rare and harder to obtain heart called wrathful hearts, and these are like a black grayish color, and they are more difficult to obtain, and they are the most rare of any of the caged hearts. Again, I do have a more comprehensive guide that goes over everything in regards to malignant hearts, such as how to salvage them in order to get malignant ichor and create more powerful hearts and things like that. So I'm gonna link it in the description below, but I'm also gonna put it right here on the screen for you so you can go ahead and click that if you have any questions on malignant hearts themselves. With that said, let's move on to the new dungeons, the Malignant Tunnels, the way to obtain these caged hearts. These are extremely replayable dungeons, and what I mean by that is you can literally go in, do the dungeon, walk out, reset it, go back in, and repeat over and over. And these replayable Malignant Tunnels are a great way to build up a plethora of these caged hearts that you can salvage for malignant ichor and use those ichors to create more invokers in order to complete the final boss in every one of these Malignant Tunnels. You do need an invoker, which I also discuss in my guide, but you do need an invoker at the end of each of these Malignant Tunnels in order to summon the final boss that will drop the most powerful caged heart throughout the entire dungeon. Using this method to gain the upper hand and collect a massive amount of these caged hearts to salvage them and create the cache that has the ability to drop one of the random invokers that you will use at the end of these dungeons gives you a chance to get a wrathful invoker, which of course, again, is the most rare. So you want to be able to build up a good stash of these, ichors and these caged hearts to salvage them into ichors to be able to possibly find yourself a wrathful invoker and get yourself some wrathful caged hearts. And that brings me to my next point. there's a new boss to fight in Diablo 4 Season 1 named Varshan the Consumed. I haven't actually reached this boss yet, I am almost there, but it's a pretty epic boss battle from the things that I've seen online so far, and they're extremely creepy. If you haven't done the story, I'm not going to spoil too much because I am almost there. I don't want to spoil too much about Varshan, but Cormond will explain what happened, why Varshan is here, and go into the entire story of exactly what occurred to create all of this malignance in Season 1. The boss battle, from what I can tell, looks very fun, very engaging, and I can't wait to take it on myself, to be honest. Of course, with any new season, there is a new seasonal battle pass as well, which gives you some cool titles and some different cosmetic items to enjoy. It's not super important, it's more so a commodity per se, something that just is extra stuff that you can utilize in game. I did actually purchase the battle pass myself because I like cosmetics and I like being able to transmog my gear. So I like looking very cohesive when I play games, and I definitely indulged a little bit when it came to the battle pass so that I could get these cool titles and these interesting new cosmetics that came with the season. Not gonna lie, the Malignant gear that comes with it, like the cosmetic items, do look pretty cool, and so does the mount. So it does consist of 90 tiers. There are premium tiers as well as free tiers, just like in any of the battle passes that you've seen in Diablo. But personally, I really like the cosmetics in this one, and I think they're kind of nifty. With that said, I'm just a huge cosmetic nerd, so I'm not gonna go too much into detail in it or get too hype about this season. I definitely think it has its quirks and its problems, which I will go over in my full review once I finish the story, which should be within the next couple of days. But with that said, that's gonna do it for this overview of Diablo 4 Season 1. As always, if you like the video, then like the video. And if you like my content in general, then please subscribe to my channel. It means the absolute world to me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!